So, my wife approached me the other day, and said, I need something. Well, she didn't need something. Your mother-in-law needs something. I was like, what? She sent me this picture. Can you do an ink drawing of these two walking? And that's what today's drawing is about. These two girls walking on a wooden path through a marsh. And with that, I'm going to cue the intro and get the drawing going. As I prepare for the drawing, let me explain the approach that I'm taking this time around. To start off with a sketch, what I'm going to do is use a grid-based drawing. What that really means is that I'm going to draw a grid of the subject matter, or over the subject matter, especially since I'm using a photograph in this case. This way I can get a good proportions faster. You gotta realize that I haven't drawn a human figure in quite some time, and it's been several years. So this, I figured, was the best approach for me to do this. And excuse my head being in the way of what I'm doing. It is just what it is. Okay, with that said, just because it is a grid-based drawing, it's not going to be that simple. What I'm going to have to do is do my drawing, refer to the grid, obviously, and then refine that. I may need to draw it a couple times, depending on your experience and how long you have done so. Alright, now let the music play and continue. Now, with everything said, don't be afraid to take another piece of paper or a notebook and start using it to determine your thickness and your ink levels and stuff like that. What I usually do is I will take a portion of the paper that I'm not using to do my inking, to test my ink ink pens to make sure they're working right, make sure it's the thickness that I want, and stuff of that nature. So don't be afraid to do that. That's all part of it. Everything you do is part of it. It's partially the journey. It's not just about the final results in this case. And with that said, it helps your drawing better, to be better than what it is. It helps you be able to refine your line widths, and have a clear idea as far as your line form thickness should be by doing a test before running your project. Alright. With that said, what I'm doing here is I'm actually correct because I wasn't happy with a lot of what I've done. I decided to continue using that piece for practice and determined that I found what I liked. So I'm taking what I liked and I'm actually tracing over it, and we're going to transfer it into the proper location that I want it. Now that I've done this, I'm actually done with the grid portion of this project. And now this is all the creative part and the part that's kind of like the fun stuff, where we start to get a nice refined and finalized image as to where we're going. The way I'm doing this is I was using a piece of carbon paper, as you can see here, and then tracing over it with a pencil. So I'm just going over what I have already drew. The nice thing about even doing it this way, you've actually drawn your drawing several times at this point, which will help you refine it even more. Alright, so now that I got that part done, I am cleaning up my trace, so when I go to do my final inking, I will have the results that I'm looking for. For the final stages of this drawing, after I'm done inking the main subject line and adding some of the background with an ink pen, we are going to do a light wash, which means really is we're going to do a little bit of watercolor painting. We're not looking to fill the canvas, or in this case the watercolor paper that I'm using, but the idea is to add some color, add a little bit of personality and a little bit of vibrancy to the final piece. Again, you don't want to just jump in without doing tests on what colors you're using. You want to make sure they are fairly accurate to what you're looking for when you're doing the drawing. Alright, so let's continue on and see the results at the end. this up. As you can tell, this was probably an older project. I may have not mentioned that at the beginning. So the video sequences may have come out of order a little bit, but at the end of the day, that doesn't, in this case, it isn't that important. I just wanted to get this out so you guys had a sense of how some of these projects would work. That said, I want you to subscribe, I promise, for more videos to come. They're going to be slowly rolling out. And so please subscribe, hit that bell icon. I'm not sure when my next video will be out, but as soon as it will, at least if you have the bell icon, you'll know. Alright, as the final results, it's not too bad. There's a few flaws. I'm going to overlook those, and I'm overall happy with it. I like the nice light tones, slight touch of color. Those came out great. The ink is very nice. The little bits here and there I'm not too thrilled with, but in the end, I think the proportions are nice, the shape's good, and it's all there. Alright, with that, I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!